Welcome to Reddit Stories Cookie Edition. The best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe and turn on notification. Now let's get into the video. I cheated on my husband and he raped me because of it. Long post. Earlier this year, I reconnected with someone from my past. My relationship then was purely sexual. This time, we began an actual friendship which developed into more. Our relationship was mostly virtual, with video chats and a few phone calls. We saw each other twice. The second included being sexual. While we were both open about not wanting to leave our families, we were still having an inappropriate relationship. The only reasoning I have for establishing this relationship was needing something for myself. Without going into detail, there is no aspect of my life that is mine. My role in my family and job is to be of service. I'm constantly doing things for others with no room for myself. This relationship gave me a sense of being me again. My husband started catching on last week. I tried to cover it up by telling him I wanted a threesome. Which isn't untrue. But it wasn't true at the time. At that point, he sodomized me. It took several days for me to stop bleeding and being in pain. That was the first sexual assault. When he discovered the relationship a few days later, with lots of trying to cover up things about a relationship that was mine, I eventually told him. This past Saturday, he approached me about it. We were having friends over. We spoke about it. I gave him the details that I could without getting into it before other people were around. We made it through most of the night until I was putting one of our children to sleep. He took me to our bedroom and raped me. With our children in the other room and our friends outside. And when I had to go back and face them, one of the husbands made a comment about it being more than a quickie. That friend's husband now looks at me weirdly. After everyone left, it was awful. He raped me in every way he could, for about 2 hours. He didn't care that he was making me bleed. He didn't care that he was causing me pain. He didn't care that I was begging him to stop. He didn't care. At one point, during the begging to stop, I said something like, "This isn't how to treat someone you love," and he responded very clearly with, "This isn't about love." One of our young children woke up at one point and opened the door. He was so hell-bent on assaulting me, he didn't lock the door. I had to put my child back to sleep after having been raped by her father. I don't remember how it ended. I know he brought me back after putting her to bed and it continued, but I don't remember for how long or what else happened. The next day he apologized for what he did. He said he was angry and couldn't think of another way to take out his anger. We talked more about it that night. It was okay. Since then, we've talked about it more. I explained everything about the relationship, with the exception of divulging any personal information about the boyfriend. He has continued to want to have sex with me, which I've gone along with. Yesterday, I explained that because he had raped me, I used those words, and since I had started my cycle, I wanted to take a week off from sex. That I needed to process what my actions had caused. Not 10 minutes later, he was trying to turn me on and directed me to perform oral sex on him. Which I did. Hour of pure guilt. I want to get over it, especially since my actions caused his. I just keep going between feeling disgusting, completely deserving of what he did, to angry that he did this to me, that when I broke his trust, I wasn't trying to hurt him. But when he broke mine, his only intention was to physically hurt me. And then I go back to feeling disgusting because my actions caused it. And I'm sad because the relationship I had with the boyfriend was important to me and helped me in many ways. There's got to be a silver lining. So there's grief that I've lost the friendship and leaving it the way I did. I know it's selfish. I wanted to post this as a way of talking about what happened. Since there is no other person in my life I could tell about it. I love my husband. I want to get over it. I want him to be able to get over it. I want to be sure he will never do that to me again. I want to stop feeling like I deserved what he did. I want to stop telling myself how much of a piece of st I am. I'll take any and all advice I can. Story 2. Is it worth staying or should I just go? I, 26F, have been with my 28M spouse for 7 years, dated for 1, married for 6, and we also have a 4F child together. A bit of context, I've been a SOM on and off during our relationship, and it recently became a final decision in August after he got a well-paying job that affords us comfortably for me to be a SOM. However, I want to say that in this year, I've started noticing some slightly toxic behavior from him. It is entirely possible this has been going on our entire relationship and I'm just now noticing. You know that half-joking, half-serious tone people do sometimes? Yeah, it's that tone accusing me of cheating/wanting to leave. Been this way since our child was born. Coupled with comments about what I do while at home. Did you actually do anything today or did you just sit on your ass all day? I've also brought up the thought that I want to see a doctor because I think I have ADHD and he said I don't have it. I'm just lazy and he would be angry if I booked it but could go if I wanted to, but on the other hand is bothered that I want to pay for a breast reduction outright instead of jumping through hoops to get insurance to pay for it. He has known about me wanting this procedure since we got together and I could be wrong, but from what I understand it is a hassle to get it covered. All of this balled together with not getting help from him with childcare/small cleaning duties. I'm supposed to take care of the inside while he takes care of the outside of the home. After being home from work has taken a toll on me mentally and also our bedroom life because it just makes him unattractive to me and I end up feeling like a single mom with 2 kids. I have recently asked for help such as bathing then putting the kid to sleep a few times a week. It happened once after I had to ask, and have also tried to talk to him about couples therapy in the past but he doesn't believe in therapy. I will note he did go to therapy for himself for a bit then stopped because he didn't believe what the therapist was telling him about his personal issues. Then there are what I call the good times when he speaks to me nicely and does nice things for me and I feel like our relationship is solid. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect by any means but I don't treat him negatively like this. I apologize if this seems like a rant, I'm just trying to give as much information/insight as I can. Is it worth it to find a way to fix his negative behavior or is it time to get a job and pack my bags? TL, your spouse goes back and forth between speaking nicely and being hurtful to me, leaving unsure on what to do. Story 3. The age and experience difference between my spouse, F43, and I, M32, is causing me grief. Not sure what exactly to do about the age difference between my wife and I. I was a virgin when we got together when I was 20. I do feel like, and she's hinted at it, one reason she liked that was, that I wouldn't be as demanding as some of her past partners had been. And right off the bat and even through the years, I wasn't. Because I was getting more than enough. I was happy and satisfied. She used to be a cam girl before we met so would do all kinds of things for her clients, and boyfriends but we can't really talk, she just stonewalls or plays dumb, disappointed face, and I don't even want anything even remotely close to that but I constantly, well not constantly because I've stopped trying pretty much, get called shallow or other things or am told I care too much about sex, and so on. All I want is desire, attraction, more energy and aliveness. She would routinely fall asleep while we were making out gearing up to do it then act bothered or incredulous, that I was like what the hell, even if I was only just mildly irritated or even would have been fine with it if she said she was too tired. I feel like I've been conditioned, against my will to just set aside a vital part of my very manhood, so that she can be comfortable and get what she wants without effort. I just can't help thinking I got the short end of the stick. All the responsibilities of married life but none, or very little, of the perks others had by just being around her back then, when she was more free, had more energy, more desire to do certain things just for fun, or giving, etc. I feel like she's past the point where she's even able to get excited and responsive enough that I'll be okay with this disparity. Breaking up over that doesn't feel legitimate to me but at the same time, it's not just the physical need for sex that's going unfulfilled. I've been torn up about this for a good while and tough times through life and between us that made communication hard, have pretty much prevented me from trying to address it with her, or from making any strides in improving our sex life. And when things go well between us, I always feel like something's missing. But I'm concerned about being a downer when things are good. I don't ask her to do much because I feel it'll be a bother for her. I realize this might be in part due to insecurities and not taking a shot or fear of rejection. Sure, I'm open to working on myself, heck, it's even a passion of mine to do self-work/self-improvement. But I feel like that's just the way she likes it. Low effort. She already got her reward so to speak when she was younger, she's got me locked in and honestly I feel trapped. Talking about it has always been tedious and she doesn't like the words I use and I feel like talking will keep getting us nowhere. So I shut up about it most of the time. But I really want to be done wasting time and energy and mental capacity trying to find the best way to explain it or what to do about it. My depression about this specifically also feels like it's holding me back from being able to make strides elsewhere in life. Like all the sexual energy I have and would normally share with a willing partner, and the pain from having to ignore my true self and my wants, needs and desires, is stuck and wreaking havoc on my emotions and my self-expression. I've thought of an open relationship but we have 3 kids so we're very busy, and I said talking was hard so, I doubt we'd be able to manage that fairly and openly. I don't know what to do. Having acceptance about where she's at isn't cutting it and feels like a total win-lose for me. I can't. TL, dear age difference between my spouse and I, and her past that I feel was happier/more wild and free, is wreaking havoc on my heart and mind. Help.